Hello and thanks for finding me once more, and the only BBC that you're ever going to need is the Blackford Book Club. Now here, in episode 6, will be the second reading from my second published book, Ashes to Ashes. And here we will cover the end of the 2021-2022 Ashes series in Australia, whereby England, well, they were rather beaten rather badly, 4 matches to 0. Here, Australia have unearthed a brand new hero by the name of Scott Boland, and he rather captured my cricketing heart too, and here's why. Boland the hero in 81 painful minutes. I'll commence this brief recap of the day's play by reiterating the simple truth I ended my penned thoughts with yesterday. Today was all or nothing for England, and with their marquee batting stars of Joe Root and Ben Stokes at the wicket, they needed to bat as long as possible and hope to gain a 120 run lead for their bowlers to attack. They needed, in essence, to bat until at least the tea break. They, and the team led by Captain Root, didn't even make it to the lunch break. It was all a rather sadly predictable and painful 81 minutes. Here are the key moments. 11:52 PM, Stokes bowled Stark, 11. Stokes had started positively with 2 beautiful drives for 4 before Mitchell Stark got a fantastic delivery to duck in between his defence and rock back his middle stump. Stokes was slightly hesitant with his forward defence, but Stark's delivery was sheer perfection. England have added just 15 runs so far and are on the brink yet again at 46 for 5. 12:20 AM and Johnny Bairstow gets a life as Cameron Green, so octopus-like a gully, drops a fast chance, and for only the second or third occasion I can think of in the Ashes so far, the Australians have made a mistake and they've dropped a catch. Bairstow's reprieve would last just a further 3 minutes. 12:23 AM, Bairstow, LBW, bowled Boland, 5. On his home ground, Scott Boland was about to have a cricketing fairy tale for the next half an hour of his life. And he started with a beautiful delivery that struck Bairstow's back pad, and despite reviewing the decision, Bairstow was out and England were rocking at 60 for 6 and only 53 minutes into the day's play. 12:33 AM, Root caught Warner, bowled Boland, 28. I wrote at length in yesterday's article with a recurring theme for England over generations, the déjà vu of a batting collapse and an English surrender, and here we had the batting collapse in full effect and a wicket on the cusp of an organised break. Again. Déjà vu. Again. Boland had his cricketing tail up and was pounding in and delivered a beauty to the England skipper who had to play, and he simply edged to Warner at first slip. Root had batted well. Again. But as wickets tumbled all around him, again, his prize wicket was snagged by local hero Boland, who now had the ridiculous bowling figures of 4 wickets for just 5 runs. 12:33 AM, drinks break. England 61 for 7 and still 20 runs behind Australia's first innings. Thoroughly depressing stuff. Unless of course you were Scott Boland. 12:41 AM, Wood caught and bowled Boland, duck. Wood cracked his third delivery straight at an oncoming Boland, who made a difficult return catch look as easy as shelling at the proverbial pea, and now he had the astounding bowling figures of 5 wickets for 5 runs. England was 65 for 8 and it was all rather embarrassing. Unless your name was Scott Boland. 12:44 AM, Robinson caught Labuschagne, bowled Boland, duck. Robinson lasted just 2 deliveries and the second was a peach to the edge to Labuschagne, and Boland snagged an unbelievable 6th wicket, and still for the cost of just 5 runs. Ridiculous boyhood dream stuff, and I was made up for him. On his home ground and with his family watching from the stands, bravo Scott Boland, just bravo. Australia were just 7 minutes away from winning the Ashes. 12:51 AM, Anderson bowled Green, 2. And with Anderson's off stump pinging back and the bails flying through the Melbourne air, Australia had won. In just 2 days and 81 minutes. 2 days and 81 minutes of a scheduled 5-day test match, Australia had won by an innings and 14 runs, and about as comprehensively as can be imagined. You can dare to hope and dream before a ball is bowled, but the weight of 34 years of history and the current tour scars signalled England stood no chance, but to fall on their batting swords in just 81 minutes and to lose by an innings with the entire Ashes series at stake speaks volumes. In Australian conditions and with the condition of this current England team, there is a chasm between themselves and their hosts. Australia have chopped and changed and given debuts to Richardson and here with local hero Scott Boland, but have still dominated and won every day of play and nearly every session therein. England have 3, maybe 4 players anywhere near remotely being in form. Australia have 9 or 10 and are interchanging with more quality players in every game and are utterly relentless and utterly ruthless. On to Sydney in the new year, and we can all hope that the invisible blight on all our lives evades the bubbles and the protocols and we see the scheduled 4th test in this series of 5, but a 5-0 whitewash looks now almost an inevitability. And despite the Aussies now having an unassailable 3-0 lead, they will not be resting on their laurels. It's simply not in the Australian character. What is? Grinding your opponent into the dust and inflicting scars that take a long time to heal. They'll be gunning for England in the new year, and that makes for some exciting cricket. Count me in. There ends the 6th episode of the Blackford Book Club. And I thank you for watching as ever, and I thank you for listening. The solo effort continues with the self-publishing of the book. There'll be links below for this particular book and its brothers and sisters. I'll link a Patreon if I've managed to organise that, and I'm clever enough to put a link downstairs. But I really thank you for watching and for listening, and as ever I bid you peace and thanks for watching.